So I always tell my kids that you are not from my tummy, but you came from my heart. As long as my heart is still beating, you are still there.
Sweet. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So I heard you guys are foster parents.
Yes, we are.
I mean, for me, I don't have kids at the moment, but I hope one day I'll have kids of my own. But I fear that if I adopt or I foster, right, I'm very scared that I won't love my kids.
Actually, you are also surprised at the love that we have for them. They said that you cannot choose your child, but you can choose the father of your child. So I chose the best father for my children.
I know it.
So that's why along the way, I never hesitated to do fostering. Like for us, we know that we are strong together.
Hi, I'm Eugene. I'm 23 years old this year.
And you're still staying with your foster parent?
Yeah.
Okay.
How long have you been with your foster parents?
Since I was 7 months old, so about 23 years this year.
Okay.
I see. So at what age do you realize that you are a foster child?
I learned that I was a foster child during my primary to secondary school phase.
How do you feel when you find out?
Growing up, it wasn't really a problem for me because it felt like they were my family. I never had a moment where my parents enforced that I was a foster child and I was different from their own children.
So why did y'all get into fostering in the first place?
Okay, it's by chance actually. We have never thought about fostering, but we always thought about like how to expand our family. I have my own children from my previous marriage, 2 of them, and they are going through adulthood right now. It's difficult for us to conceive when we're trying for our family. So for him, he wants more.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, because we are from extended family, we have many cousins, and you know, it's very enjoyable. So we want that for our kids also. So that's when the calling came.
There's a booth, like a road show by MSF. So we just happened to pass by.
So we look at each other, then we say, hey, why not? You know? And the rest is
History.
When did your family start fostering?
We started fostering about 4 years ago, no, about 5 years ago. Yeah, so we were going through a tough period, you know, back at home, and then we just wanted to inject like some new energy.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why we decided to try fostering.
So as foster parents, some kids do stay on a temporary basis, like a short-term period. Do you ever struggle with making the children feel loved?
Maybe initially, there's like a wall built, like I don't want to invest so much of my emotions or my love into that child, knowing that that child will leave us in a year or 2. But then, as days goes by, I guess loving them comes naturally.
The first foster child that we had was like 12 months old, so she was a baby. So when she came, I think she really left you know, like a huge impact on our family. I would literally like rush home, you know, after work just to make it home in time before, you know, because I'm so scared that she will fall asleep before I reach home. The day when she had to leave, we were all like bawling in one corner of the house. Like all of us, like all 6 of us, it was just like, crying.
I can understand that.
It was so hard. It was quite tough. Of course, we still always look at the pictures, look at the videos, you know. Sometimes it's so frustrating, but then when they're not there, and then you're like, you're missing the whole thing. And you're like, okay, I wouldn't mind going through it again.
Yeah.
You know?
It's funny, right? Yeah, it's very funny, you know. So you're okay with sharing your parents with another child?
Okay.
I mean, you're the youngest.
It was a little bit difficult because I'm the youngest child, you know, all the time. But I mean, it was interesting to have younger sibling. Did your biological kids ever get jealous of like your foster children?
Jealousy is common between even your biological siblings. But then, in order for us to get into this fostering journey, we discuss with the older ones. We tell them that you are at the age where this journey is together.
At first, was it awkward?
The awkwardness there is, especially for my number 2, he's an introvert. And then when the kids start tantrum, he will be like frustrated.
He will just shut off, lock himself in the room.
Yeah. But when you need him,
yes,
he will be there. So like simple tasks like making milk, and then he will say, "Ma, why always me?" Then I say, "Please lah, I need your help." Then he say, "Okay." Then he will.
A bit of grumble, but then he will still do it.
Yeah. You're still with your foster family, right? Do you worry about the future?
Growing up, yes, I did think about like, what if I had to go home, that kind of thing. But there was very much reassurance that my foster parents were going to take care of me for as long as they could. Yeah, even phasing out of foster care, my foster parents were very welcoming for me to continue staying with them.
It's like you're one of them, you're part of them.
Yeah.
And growing up as a foster child, not knowing you're a foster child, and then after knowing, is there any difference?
Not really, because my parents treated me the same way. We did things as a family, like we would go fishing together, or we would go shopping together. And me and my siblings, we used to add stuff to the cart. So like, just grab here, grab there, and then see when my parents realizes that.
Oh my God, you all act the same. I can see your face lit up when we talk about it, So I can see that you love that time.
I guess like for your foster children, they also know that they are being fostered, right?
They will ask how come the names are not the same. Why my baby picture is not in here, in the album? Yeah. So I always tell my kids that you are not from my tummy, but you came from my heart. As long as my heart is still beating, you are still there.
Sweet. I guess I'm just curious, like for y'all, did y'all go through any like difficult phase with your children? And how do y'all pull through?
Oh wow. The burnout phase. It's real.
There are different children that came into our house that is difficult. So not all are difficult. So one that we particularly want to mention is about the first one that we had, this 9-year-old boy.
There were times where I received a call from the school saying that he's throwing tantrums. He doesn't want to mix around. He doesn't want to eat. So then we have to step in. If you were to ask my officer, I call her literally every day at that point of time because I was clueless, and she's the only person that we can approach at that point of time. And then we learn through the journey. You have to manage your expectation. In fact, don't have any expectation at all. Just go with the flow.
This child that was with us for 4 years, it was quite tough because at that time I was still teaching. So I deal with kids like, throughout the day. I have like 20 over kids to deal with throughout the day. And this child that was with us, she also had additional needs, like special needs. So it was a bit difficult. It could be as simple as like, just her usual routine things like getting her to shower or, getting her to do her homework. She actually threw a tantrum, and then it went on for a long time. And then after the whole episode is over, I melt down. That was the time we actually spoke to our officer, and then we told her that, we are actually thinking of giving up fostering. So I think that was when our officer actually came down, and then she actually spoke to us, like asked us, like, what happened? Yeah, like asked us what happened. And then, also speak to her as well. So, after that, she did give us like a few strategies, to work on. And then, so I think a lot of support was given from the MSF side. That really helped us as a family, to be able to help her.
Growing up, right? Are you hesitant to tell people that you're a foster child?
A bit hesitant, because didn't want people to know, because there's still a social stigma on it, on children not having parents. So in secondary school, people used to ask, why don't you stay with your parents, that kind of thing, because one of the differences in forms is like guardian rather than parents.
Correct.
I think at this stage of life, my friends actually find it very cool because not many children are fostered, or not many children are willing to tell that they are fostered. I used it even as an opportunity to tell people that my biological family can't take care of me, and I have foster parents taking care of me, and they are allowing me to do what I want to do.
What is your relationship with your natural parents?
We still do keep a bit of contact, and I meet them once a year.
Do you have any feelings of like angry or any emotion towards your biological family?
I think after finding out there was a foster child and learning of the situation my biological family was in, I'm really appreciative of being in a foster family. I'd rather be happy where I am now than to look at the other side. Yeah. growing up, they always emphasized that without our biological parents, we won't be here in the first place.
So then with that like maybe the difficulties of raising the foster children, right? Why do you still do it?
Okay lah, we had a different time where we sit down and say, why are we doing this? You know, why are we doing this? I'm tired. Then we think back, we say, hey, we get into this because we want to give back to the community, because of our love for these children. And the world is harsh enough as it is. So why don't we just help one child to make the world less harsher?
Do you feel like fostering is only for the selfless?
Selfless. I believe that fostering is for people who have the capacity to care for or provide a safe environment for a child. What about you?
Okay, so I don't think fostering is like only for people who are extremely selfless. I think you can't pour from an empty cup. So you need to be able to be in tune with your own family's needs and your own emotions as well.
I can say that they bring out the better in
Yes,
us.
it does,
Yeah, the
yeah.
best in us, in fact. Yeah, and the worst sometimes. So, what are the biggest support that your parents have given you growing up?
So I recall when during my poly, it was like a very dark time for me because I had to study and study and study, and it's not that easy. My parents reassured me that they'll be there for me, and that they want me to chase my dreams, even if it's difficult. Being there, even in my darkest times, or celebrating with me also. So that's when I felt the love from them.
Have you ever verbalized this appreciation to your foster parent? Because as a foster parent, I guess we felt that this kind of appreciation really makes it memorable or
Makes it all worthwhile.
yeah. I think after this, you go and text them or tell them that thank you. I appreciate. Yeah, they need it.
So do you all have a favorite memory in the last 6 years of fostering?
Of course.
Of course. One of it was this 5-year-old girl that came to us. She was with us about 1.5 years. The first 3 months was challenging, and because we learned to know about each other. When the transitioning period for her to go back to her biological family, our officer went down to meet her. So she recorded a video. I still have the video. Every now and then I will still play that video, and every now and then it still brings tears to my eyes. She will say to Mama, Baba, thank you. Then she fight her tears. She's the girl that seldom cry. And she look away, she turned back, I love you. We are here 6 years later, still doing this. No signs of stopping. Having this big family coming from all walks of life, all backgrounds, make us feel more appreciative of life and the moment itself. Like, especially now, I'll take that opportunity to look at them and just feel happy and blessed that they are with me, and hoping that one day the separation never arrive. But if it really comes, at least I have all the beautiful memories in future. Yeah.
We hope you're enjoying our new series, Strangers Meet. Through working on this video, it reminds me that every connection that enters your life is precious in its own way, even if it's temporary. If you'd like to learn about fostering, find out more in our description box below. Thanks for watching!